Hello out there, my friends. It is I, Hondo Onaka. Now you know what to do. You must tune in to my favorite podcast, the Fiveish Fangirls. Otherwise, there could be consequences.
This is going to continue all the way to episode 535 of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast, and Fandom Christmas has come and gone. And I think we all ended up on Fandom Santa's nice list this year.
No pieces of coal.
Okay. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like we do every week with Rachel Table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany Bangle. This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hopefully everybody is doing okay. Apparently missed all sorts of excitement at GenCon this year, most of it weather related.
Yeah, I was watching and following some of the YouTube stuff. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yep. Welcome to Tornado Alley.
Yep. And man, that drone show was something. I saw.
Yeah, the fact that it cleared up long enough for them to be able to do that was pretty cool. So
yeah, it's just like, okay, if they, if they could do that with that, I would love to see what you could do with that amount of money for drone fireworks without the bangs and the booms.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I'd be willing guinea pig to watch.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It was just Chauncey went Friday because his cousin was in town and Chauncey could take the day off. I couldn't because it was the first week of school. That, as I said, I didn't want to deal with it, with the downtown hassle.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And the weather is always going to be whatever the weather is.
Oh, yeah.
That's all there is to it, especially late summer in Indiana. It can be anything. It was quite interesting. Between the celebrities I follow who were there, which there were quite a few. I do have to say that figures, the one year I decide to not go is the year that people like Felicia Day were here. I haven't gotten on the Dungeon Crawler Carl bandwagon yet, but Matt Dillman was here.
It's good. I have read all 8 books.
Yeah.
You're in for a ride if you do. Just let me know, and I will help. I will be there to
emotionally support. All I know is there's a cat and something about donuts, and I'm intrigued. But yeah, so like Matt Dillman was there, friend of the show Ginny D was there again. Unofficially, not necessarily there as a guest, but if you follow him on social media, I think he's so entertaining. Jacques the Whipper.
I love him.
Yes, he was there.
Event.
Yes. They're on behalf of the puppet program, which why not? The Venn diagram overlaps, but Michael the librarian, the new host of Reading Rainbow, of course this is the year he comes, and I'm not there. So I was like, oh, of course. The one year I decided to dip out, it's like, we got Felicia Day and Michael the librarian there the same weekend. But it is what it is. and I, because I was home, I missed, I got to miss out on all the weather stuff. Which, I mean, the tornado in there, the convention center, there's plenty of places to put a good number of people where they're not near windows and stuff like that. There's designated tornado shelters, and really it's just giant concrete building. So at least as far as the walls are concerned, it should hold up. The roof, on the other hand, it was flooding in parts of the convention center because the roof was leaking at the same time. And one of the hotels, at least one of the hotels, was also flooding.
Ooh, that's no bueno.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. You can just go on, pick a social media platform and just look for, I survived the GenCon tornado warning of 2026, or my hotel flooded during GenCon 2026. So
I think somebody was able rather quickly to whip up little ribbons to pass out.
Oh yeah,
which surprised me. I was like, wow.
Some people did. Some people are making T-shirts that people could order. So, people were on it. Because apparently after the tornado warning was over and they got back on the PA system inside the convention center to let people know it was all clear, it was the voice of said cat from Dungeon Crawler Carl to let everybody. It was Donut. It was that let everybody know that the tornado drill was over. So.
Oh my goodness! I'll have to look to see if somebody recorded that. If there's
audio, I'm pretty sure.
Of it. Yeah, I would love to hear that because he's an awesome. He's an awesome narrator.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so yeah, GenCon this year quite interesting. Like I said, kind of sad I missed out on some stuff, but at the same time, still pretty glad I did not go. So, excuse me. So yeah, it's been interesting weather-wise here in Indy for the last week or change. That's why partially why we did not have a show last week is because Mother Nature decided to have one of her hissy fits and make my lights flicker, and I really did not want us to be in the middle of recording and then have the power go out.
And the week before, we got lucky because as soon as we wrapped up, like 20 minutes after, I had to head down to the basement because I was in a tornado warning.
Yeah, so
you and I were just
interesting times.
Yeah, the two of us, where we are ready for Mother Nature to just say, "Okay, hey, I'm taking my vacay."
Yes, it is time for. Was it Persephone? It's time for Persephone to go back to Hades.
Yep.
For the winter.
Yep.
Grab her supply of pomegranates and bugger off.
Yep. We don't need her coming back saying, and another thing.
Yeah, because that's what it feels like right now. Oh my. So yeah, exciting times the last week or so here in Indy. Thanks to Mother Nature, tried to kept me second guessing on whether I was gonna have power last week, and then trying to flood the convention center. So, which I can almost guarantee why, at least where the convention center was, the roof was leaking, because if you look at the convention center from the top, there are some very large flat sections, and throughout its existence, you don't want a flat roof, especially one where it essentially turns into like a giant tub, because with time it's going to get rainwater in it, it's going to get snow, it's going to freeze over, and then that's going to thaw. And with a flat surface, that all that moisture doesn't have anywhere to run off. So where's it going to go? It's going to soak into the roof, and eventually the integrity of said roof is going to weaken till eventually you end up with the leak. How do I know this? Because I used to work at a place that had a very similar roof. And after a while, after so many rainstorms, we would leak. So, because our roof was just a giant swimming pool just waiting to fill with rainwater and then drain inside the store. So, yeah, nice. Flat roofs, not good. You want some sort of incline, even if it's a minor incline, just a couple of degrees, just so all that moisture has someplace to go and it's not sitting and eating away at the integrity of your roof. Because water is always going to take the path of least resistance.
Yep, and that's usually down.
And if it can find a crack, it will find a crack. Doesn't matter how big the crack is. If there's an opening, water will take it.
There's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. So in this case, where there's a will, there's a well. Anyway, so there's that. Fun times, but GenCon, it'll be around again next year. I think they have the dates posted through like 2030, I think. And then I believe not next year, but the year after. I'm assuming, well, I guess it depends on what they consider the first convention, because technically the International Federation of Wargaming hosted its first annual club convention in 1967.
Okay.
But that was in Pennsylvania. That same weekend, they also had their first meetup in Lake Geneva for those that could not make it to Pennsylvania. So that is known as GenCon 0.
Okay.
That was at Gary Gygax's house, that very first one.
It was Wisconsin, yep.
Yeah, it was 1968 that they held the first convention at the Lake Geneva Horticultural Hall, where they would continue to have the convention until it moved to Indianapolis. So I'm assuming I would assume that they consider 68 the first proper GenCon at the Horticultural Hall. So not next year, but the year after will be GenCon's 60th anniversary.
Wow.
Unless they want to pull a Disney and stretch it out for almost 2 years. Which, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, that being said, it's been here since 2003. Which means also in 68, with if you go by the 68 as the first year, that means 2028 will be the 25th anniversary of it being in Indianapolis as well. Who knows? We shall have to wait and see, I guess, how they want to do that. But either way, the fan groups are already talking about GenCon 60. I'm just not entirely sure where they're counting from. I think it's going to be 2028, to be honest with you. So I could see them wanting to double dip and be like, hey, 60 years of GenCon. Oh, yeah, and 25 years of it being in Indianapolis. But who knows? Maybe they'll want to stretch it out for 2 years and have the 60th and then the 25th. I don't know. Either way, it's not going anywhere. They've signed an agreement with the city almost in perpetuity until the planet explodes at this point. So it's kind of like Big Finish with their Doctor Who license. It's not going anywhere. Oh my. But speaking of conventions that have not happened yet, but D23 is quickly approaching. So we're going to be talking about Fandom Christmas here shortly, but we have Disney Fandom Christmas coming up in a couple weeks. And to keep the hype going, Disney has been slowly releasing carrots on sticks, including information about the D23 Day at Disneyland Resort, which is occurring on the 13th. So if you're going to D23 but you want to start the party early, a day before, you can go to Disneyland Resort, and you can either go to Disneyland or California Adventure. Each park is going to be part of the celebration. And if you've got a valid theme park admission and a reservation, that includes D23 fan club members and D23 event attendees. Even if you're just going to Disneyland for the day, it's going to be a celebration for everybody. But among the celebration at the theme parks, first up, on the August 13th, while supplies last, guests entering Disneyland Park or Disneyland California Adventure Park with valid park admission may receive a complimentary Mickey Mouse ear hat featuring the D23 Day Disneyland Resort logo.
Cool.
There's going to be the Disney Legends Cavalcade at Disneyland at 1:30, because they always have the 3:00 parade. So before the 3:00 parade at 1:30, there's going to be a cavalcade with 23 legendary Disney characters, along with maybe a few Disney legends, either soon to be inducted that weekend or already inducted, may or may not. There may be a few in said cavalcade as well. There's going to be some special character sightings, including Merlin from The Sword in the Stone, which is a character you do not see very often.
No.
He used to be a regular way back in the day, but you do not see Merlin very often now. My guess is if you're going to be looking for Merlin, you're going to need to be over by the carousel.
Right.
Where the Sword of the Stone is.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna mock up an Archimedes.
I don't know.
That would be cool if they could try to mock up an Archimedes.
Yeah. And then also the Blue Fairy for Pinocchio.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because she usually, I haven't seen her around in a while.
No, you usually see the fairy godmother from Cinderella.
Right.
But not the blue and the Sleeping Beauty's fairy godmothers. But no, you do not see the blue again. Kind of rare character. There's going to be Stitch's Interplanetary Beach Party Bash, and then that's from 2 to 6. So for the younger kids whose engines may be running on empty a little earlier in the evening. But those with the night owl spirits and the energy, there will be Disney Plus's Hulu Throwbacks Dance Party from 7:30 to 11:30.
Nice.
There will be some specialty photo opportunities with some classic landmarks. Cool. You'll also get complimentary unlimited digital downloads of the Disney PhotoPass photos taken that day.
Sweet.
Which is very nice.
Yeah.
They are going to have some photo ops and some other stuff over at the Disneyland Hotel by the Rose Court Garden, courtesy of Disney Weddings. Of course, there's always, as to quote Yogurt, merchandising. So of course there's going to be D23 Day logo merch available. There's going to be shirts, pins, magnets, all the things. There's also going to be that day is also going to launch the Hunchback of Notre Dame 30th anniversary collection and the Alice in Wonderland 75th anniversary collection. So if you're a fan of either of those, of course, there's also going to be munchies. So there's going to be this is going to, even with the limit of 2 per person per transaction. I will guarantee. Get on eBay later that same day. You're going to find this all over eBay going for buku bucks. The Haunted Mansion Hatbox Ghost Popcorn Bucket.
Ooh.
That is going to go fast.
Probably triple.
That is a design that I know people are going to lose their mind over.
We're talking probably 4-digit, if not 5-digit. eBay
At least
resell.
At least. So, because the Hatbox Ghost is a particularly beloved character, especially when it comes to the Haunted Mansion. Of course, there's also going to be other edibles like the Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey Cake Pop, which looks just like Mickey with his little sorcerer hat on. And then of course there is going to be a limited number of fans may have the opportunity to attend the live performance of Disney Princesses, the Ultimate Concert Celebration.
Ooh, cool.
So you will be able to stream it on that Sunday after D23 is over. But for those that want to go in person, there's a virtual queue that will open at noon Pacific Standard Time. And there are 2 performance times, one at 8:30 and one at 9:45. So so there is that. Of course, if you go to Downtown Disney, they're going to be celebrating the entire weekend with all sorts of unique snacks and stuff. And if you're a D23 member, there's discounts and special offers at a number of the shops and restaurants at Downtown Disney. So that's exciting. And then if you haven't spent all of your money before the convention even properly kicks off, they now have the list of most. I don't know if this is necessarily a complete list. This is as of the end of July. So more might still be added in the next couple of weeks, but they do have a page listing a number of the vendors that are going to have booths essentially at the convention, where you'll either have event exclusive merchandise, interactive things you can do, all sorts of fun stuff. So some of these I'm not familiar with, but so some of them I am, and they seems kind of cool. Blackwing, which apparently is the same brand pencil that was used to draw like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, wow.
It's like the pencil for anime, for hand-drawn animation, apparently. Of course, Box Lunch is going to be there. Build-A-Bear, because they got a lot of Disney related stuff, especially Toy Story right now. Cakeworthy, they got really cute clothes and accessory Citizen watches. They do Disney IPs. Crocs, of course. Both Chauncey and I have very expensive pairs of Disneyland 70th anniversary Crocs, because our shoes got completely soaked our last day and we needed a change of shoes.
Yeah, because walking around in wet shoes, not good for the feet.
Yes, definitely not. Of course, Disney Visa, the Disneyana Fan Club, Her Universe, Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company, so the supplier for all coffee and tea at all the Disney parks. Loungefly, of course.
All the heavy hitters.
Yes, Pandora. I have several pieces of Disney / Marvel Pandora gems or pieces on my Pandora bracelet. So there is that Ravensburger, who does a number of board games,
The
like
code names.
Villainous, yes. Steiff, the German teddy bear company. They've been making Disney, especially Winnie the Pooh, uh, stuffies for a very long time. The Walt Disney Family Museum, which is out in San Francisco. Topps Trading Cards. The Walt Disney Hometown Museum in Marceline, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. Wizards of the Coast, who do Magic the Gathering. There's a Marvel series of Magic the Gathering cards. And oh, look at that! WW Radio.
Mm-hmm. Friend of the show.
Never heard of him. They don't belong. No, just kidding. I'm very happy that Lou is going to have a presence there, even if Becky, has to ride on his coattails, but she'll get over it.
And I'm sure he's going to give his food review, which I enjoy.
Yeah,
I enjoy those.
I would, yeah. It's like he and Becky will be there for all of the shenanigans the day before, at Disneyland and or DCA, if not both. Maybe they'll split up and one will do one will do the other. I don't know. I'm not their travel planner. Becky's their travel planner because that's literally her job. So yeah. Oh, and happy belated birthday to Lou as well. It was his birthday yesterday as we're recording this. And then Disney is also released some teaser pictures of some of the exclusive merchandise that may or may not be available after the fact, if there's anything left. First up is the Faniversary Frenzy merchandise collections that will be making their debut at D23. That includes, for the Princess Diaries 25th anniversary, there's going to be a Princess Mia limited edition doll with her big white gown and her hair, all piled on her head with their big old crown, with her fancy long gloves, but she is holding her sunglasses, and she does have Fat Louie in her arms. So
cute.
Yes. There are also some matching ear headband, for us adults that have never quite grown up. There is backpack from her high school, Grove High School. There's a replica of Mia's diary. There's some other apparel. There's a Genovia sweatshirt, a Grove High School cardigan. There's also going to be a 25th anniversary collection for Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I love that these lesser successful Disney movies are still getting their moment to shine. They're not skipping over their anniversary. So, and again, there's going to be a limited edition doll set with Milo and Princess Kita. There is, among other things, there's also some ears as well that are really cool looking. There's going to be a collection for the Hunchback of Notre Dame's 30th anniversary, including a special Dooney and Burke bag and wallet and matching wallet. There's a set of ears that look like they were just taken off of Esmeralda's head. There is a Beauty and the Beast 35th anniversary collection, including a zip-up hoodie. And let's see. There's the Fox and the Hound 45th anniversary collection. Includes a anniversary mug with Todd and Cooper hanging out, playing in the woods together. So that movie makes me cry so much. The Muppet Show 50th Anniversary Collection, including this amazing cardigan that has like raised knit, almost like patch work images of like Fozzie and Miss Piggy, but then there's also like Kermit, but it's like a Kermit plush that they've sewn onto the cardigan, so it's like 3D.
Oh, cool.
It's like, and this bright colors like green and pink and bright orange and purple is really cool. I'd be afraid I'd get like the 3D stuff like caught on something.
Right.
Would be my thing. There's also this really awesome Muppet Show jacket, like a it's not a windbreaker, it's like the heavier like satin jacket like you'd see from like the 70s. And it's got the anniversary logo on the front, and then it's got the Muppet Show logo on the back with Kermit in the, in the O. There's a t-shirt with some of the gang. So of course there's gonna be pins. There's pins for pretty much everything. 101 Dalmatians 65th Anniversary Collection, which I may have to get the ears from my mom. for Christmas or something. And there's also some limited edition dolls for that too, with Roger and Anita and Pongo and Purdy. There's again the Alice in Wonderland 75th Anniversary Collection that will also be available in the parks. The Dumbo 85th Anniversary Collection. So that's exciting. Yeah. And that's just the stuff for like the movies and things like that. And then you have Mickey's of Glendale, which was another shopping booth at D23, which carries completely different merchandise. And in this case, it's going to be carrying the new Walt Disney Imagineering collection. Which it has Spirit jersey. Within the collection there's a couple of different like design collections. There's the Imagineer That collection. And it's based on their series on YouTube Disney Plus called Imagineer That. So there's some shirts, t-shirts, Spirit jersey. There's like a bum bag or lug bag, and baseball caps, water bottles. Really cool looking stuff. And then there's also the I don't know if you're supposed to say this or if you're supposed to spell it out. It's the Yinsid collection. It's a new lifestyle brand created by a bunch of Disney Imagineers. So it's kind of like contemporary kind of streetwear, but it's .YNSD, which is kind of Disney's ticker on the stock market, just the letters rearranged. That's what it makes me think of. So but there's their debut collection, very minimalist, with lots of you gotta look for the details and the references and stuff. And then there's gonna be another collection inspired by the Haunted Mansion parlor, so with some Victorian prints and the like. So and then there's also going to be the Muppets Studio Signature Collection, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's shirts and other items that have the Muppets autographs as
cool.
as the design on the fabric. So, which that is really cool. Very, very cool. Among other things. And then there's also a Duffy and Friends collection. So very pastel, very, very, very cutesy, very, twee, very kawaii, which makes sense because Duffy is huge in the Asian parks, especially Japan. So no surprise there. Duffy came over to the United States and stayed for like a half a second, long enough for me to adopt the Duff Tour. And then
he's a cute
it a day.
He's a cute looking little guy.
Grabbed his paw and said, "Run."
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And then there's the Walt Disney Imagineering Color Block Collection. And it is shirts and other collectibles that have this very kind of clean, like block lettering. There's this sweatshirt that's really cool looking. It says Walt Disney Imagineering, but it's this very Disney-esque kind of it's that bubble yet kind of block lettering that Disney uses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the letters are they're red on top and black on the bottom, and then the sweatshirt itself is color blocked. It's really cool looking. And of course, they're not going to show everything that's going to be available because they gotta have some
surprise. Yeah,
some surprises, so when people walk in, instead of being like, I know exactly what I'm going to get and that's it, no, you're going to walk in and be like, wait, what's that? And then, you're going to impulse buy stuff, which is exactly what they want and exactly what I would do if I was.
Or the dreaded Sophie's choice. Which one of these two do I want? And
yes.
The both gift from Road Eldorado is not going to cut it because you can only pick one.
It kind of depends on where your loyalties lie. Because the Mickeys of Glendale, if I remember correctly, kind of focused on the more not necessarily IP necessarily.
Gotcha.
It would to for some, like obviously they got their Muppets and the Duffy and Friends, but Mickey's of Glendale also kind of focused on kind of more clothing that didn't necessarily look like you bought it at a theme park.
Gotcha.
But some of that stuff, depending. Some stuff is going to be exclusive to D23, so unless you want to buy it secondhand and pay a premium for it, getting on the secondary market, on eBay or whatever, you're just gonna have FOMO. Sorry, that's the way it is. For the exclusive stuff, some stuff it's just going to debut at D23 and then eventually will be available to purchase to the rest of the public, either in the parks, at the hotels, online, on the Disney shop online. You're just gonna have to wait, which Christmas is coming, so just hold your horses, and once that stuff goes online, then maybe you'll have an idea of what you can actually get your hands on. I guess is the way of putting it. So but of course, stay tuned to all the official Disney channels all over the place for updates. I know they've got a schedule online. I imagine even 2 weeks out that's far from being like absolutely cut print. Online is essentially written in pencil. Because you can always go on the back end and make changes really easily. But you just never know when someone may cancel last minute or somebody may be like, oh, I had to, my schedule changed and I can go now, as far as guests and stuff. So, but we'll be living vicariously through people we know there, in this case, Lou. Mostly be living through Lou.
Yeah.
Lou and Becky. So so there is that. We are in a new month, as crazy as that is. So that means book club update.
Yes. So our book for this month, we are continuing back with the like by year. So this one is a 1980s story called The Self-Made Man, and it is a Fourth Doctor and Romana 2 story.
Nice.
Yep. So once some of those other 15th Doctor ones become more widely available, I will be putting those up as book of the month. So
there's that. And in the feeds, latest episode of Gold Standard is available. I had to miss out on this particular episode, but that's okay. Nick and Zan had returning guest Sean. Speaking of Doctor Who and the book club and all that, our good friend Sean from Traveling the Vortex and Flicks with Friends. Sean brought the 1993 horror. It's more comedy than horror, actually. I would say it's a comedy with some horror elements as opposed to straight up horror that has some comedic moments. However you want to, I'm probably splitting hairs, but still, I found it more funny than scary, which I think was the point, actually. Matinee with John Goodman.
Interesting. That's the first time I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, he plays a movie director and producer that makes very schlocky B, if not lower, further in the alphabet level, like monster movies. We have Godzilla and others like that, which are very highly respected, and then you've got like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And you've got that, and then you've got this guy that's made a movie called Mant, where there's a guy who turns into a giant ant, and it's set during it's this guy trying to get this movie enough hype that he can sell it to other theaters, but it's during the Cold War, so they have that in the background, kind of as a it was not even really a secondary plot line. They're kind of running parallel to each other, actually. They're like the two primary time plots just running parallel and occasionally overlap. But Sean was the one that picked it. I did watch it. I just wasn't able to be on the recording, unfortunately. So, but yeah, it was interesting. Like if you're a fan of like those really cheesy, like 50s, 60s era campy, schlocky B-level like horror movies. It's not bad. So there's that. And then this is not in the feeds yet. I'm not entirely sure when. So just keep your eyes peeled. But if you are subscribed to, speaking of Doctor Who, Next Up Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast, soon, in the very near future, you will get to hear me make my return, where we talk the Peter Capaldi's debut episode, Deep Breath.
Nice.
Which was a lot of fun, because I really love Peter Capaldi's Doctor.
Well, and that's a good opening episode, too.
Yes. Yes.
Just the open of the door and the shush.
Yes.
Close.
Attack eyebrows.
Yes. Yes, I love the hairy attack eyebrows.
Yeah. Which is really funny considering, Capaldi makes a very, very blink and you miss him appearance in Day of the Doctor before he properly became the Doctor. And what did they show us? The eyebrows.
The eyebrows. Yep. All 13, sir.
I remember that excitement.
Yes.
What do you mean 13?
I mean, we knew he was coming at that point. We already
Right.
knew he was the next Doctor. It was just a matter of waiting. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just so funny that, you know, I mean, it's all Moffat. So, I mean, he wrote it all and did it all. So he knew what he was doing. He knew the eyebrows were going to be a thing eventually. So why not? That and Peter, I mean, it wasn't just the eyebrows, it was his eyes too. And Peter's got very expressive eyes. So, so, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was fun to go back and rewatch that one because it'd been a while, and you know, it's Capaldi, it's the Paternoster gang. I mean,
oh yeah,
there's a big ass T-Rex running up and down the bank of the Thames in Victorian London. What more do you want? So,
yeah, which may or may not have swallowed a TARDIS.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they do not make Tums for T-Rexes. So yeah, if you're I'll make sure to share that once it goes out. It's just not been published in the feeds yet, but should be soon. There is our regular news. Next up, we've got some feedback from Shalane. She starts off saying, "Thank you, ladies, for the birthday wishes," because it was also Shalane's birthday recently. Once again, happy belated birthday, Shalane. She said, "First, I did see the new live action Moana and I loved it. It was shot for shot with some new things added, kind of like the live action Lion King and How to Train Your Dragon. Plus, they announced a third Moana animated movie. I wonder if Lin-Manuel Miranda will come back to do the music this time. Probably. He knows where his bread gets buttered. Yeah. Broadway, hit or miss. You're not going to pass up on that sweet, sweet Disney House of Mouse money. You'd have to be crazy to turn down a check from the House of Mouse. Even if the movie doesn't do well, you know the check isn't going to bounce. Now let's talk about the Avengers Doomsday trailer that finally dropped. I thought they said it wasn't going to come out until San Diego Comic-Con, but it came early, so happy birthday to me. Anyway, I got chills watching it. It was completely mind-blown by how amazing it looks. Thor looks like he's back to his normal self. I love seeing Yelena fight Mystique disguised as Yelena. It's nice that Mystique has clothes on this time. I got chills when Steve Rogers appeared and Loki showed up as well. At first I thought Doctor Doom was going to take off his mask during the trailer, but he didn't. So we got everybody, the OG Avengers, the new Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Wakandans, and the mutants. Definitely looks like it's going to be a box office success around Christmas. Oh yeah, the hype is real. So I finally watched the first 3 2000 X-Men movies, along with Days of Future Past and Logan. I read that you have to watch Days of Future Past to prepare for Doomsday, especially if you girls end up talking about the X-Men movies before that. We probably should, at very least, like the first one. I don't think we necessarily need to talk about the de-aged, younger versions of the X-Men. As far as we know, like McAvoy and all them are not going to be in Doomsday. It's the older versions. You know, it's the Sir Patrick Stewarts,
right,
and Kelsey Grammers of the X-Men, with or without Hugh Jackman. TBD. Yeah. So yeah, I think at the very least the first Bryan Singer X-Men probably would be a good idea in preparation for Doomsday, because we are going to see a good number of those characters. You know, not necessarily all of them, but a good number of them. So yeah, I'll have to figure out where to put that in the schedule. So, because I think there's just some, like, because we've touched on everything, pretty much everything in the MCU. It's the stuff that's like outside the MCU that is now canon to the MCU now that we're doing the multiverse thing. So that we should probably touch upon before we get to Doomsday. So I also read that these are the movies that shows people recommend watching to prepare for Doomsday. All 4 Avengers movies, the 2000 X-Men films, Days of Future Past, Logan, Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, both seasons of Loki, Shang-Chi, Hawkeye, Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, Quantumania, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. So, and of course, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. It just came out. So that's what I'm going to start with in September. I'll rewatch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki seasons 1 and 2, and the Elena episodes of Hawkeye. Then in October, I'm going to plan on watching one movie a week from the Multiverse Saga. That's a good amount, but I think that's doable. I think that's not terrible. I may have to. It's a pretty good plan, actually. So Chauncey is so behind; it's not even funny. Oh my god! I'm just gonna have to go without him unless he finds some way to start binging now. He probably needs to start now.
Yeah, or he should have started yesterday.
Yes.
What did he What's he left? What did he leave on?
Endgame.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Or at least try to find a YouTube recap video that will fill in all the pieces.
I mean, there's some good people out there that do some really good recap videos, but even then, those recap videos are like an hour long.
Right. Well, hey,
in that case, you might as well watch the movie.
True. But I'm saying if he's really crunched for time, watch that, then go back and
that's true.
Watch watch all the movies.
Yeah. Yeah, to say Chauncey is, I told you he was behind.
That's like one whole phase.
Yes.
Phase and a half. Oy.
Yeah.
Bubba. Buddy.
He's grossly behind. So.
Yeah. That's just the main movies. That's not including the TV shows.
Oh, yeah. Like he hasn't, I think maybe he saw season 1 of Loki.
Oh boy.
I think. He's not seen Hawkeye. He's not seen. Yeah.
Ms. Marvel.
He's not seen She-Hulk. He's not seen. He's so behind.
And R.I.P. Wonder Man. That was such a. That was. They got done dirty.
Yeah. They did. It got multiple Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
It might not win, but still, this is an Emmy nominated series.
Because somebody commented on one of the articles. This is like, for all the Emmy reviewers out there, just saying.
Yeah. It's like finally something in our wheelhouse gets some recognition, like in the mainstream, like.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh yeah, let's pull the plug on that. It's like, oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can protest enough and they can bring it back. I don't know.
Squeaky wheel.
Anyway, she continues. Then next year I'll watch some of the others to prepare for Secret Wars. Gotta love streaming. Heck yeah. Disney Plus, gotta love it when you got something like the MCU.
Right.
She asks, how do we plan on to prepare for Doomsday? Well, the thing is, if I can make it to Doomsday, which out of context, if anyone did not know what we were talking about, they'd be like, what the heck is her problem? Is she some sort of prepper or something? What is in that garage? In all those bins. I swear it's just Christmas decorations. That's it. There's no giant cans of beans. So how to prepare to so if I make it to Doomsday, to seeing Doomsday, that means I'll have made it through the first semester of the school year, because that's literally my last day of school before Christmas break. Is the day Doomsday comes out. So
and that's what, the 18th?
Yes.
So while I still have 5 more days to go after that. So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm so sorry.
So that's probably going to be my pre-break treat to myself.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be going into Doomsday like probably physically exhausted, and would just be happy to pop a squat in the movie theater and call it a day.
And hopefully not fall asleep.
I mean, Spider-Man Brand New Day was how I finished out my first week back to work. So I got off of work and had a little bit of time to kill before my screening. So I ran a few errands, and then my happy butt was in the movie theater for the next 2.5 hours. Like,
how many end credits?
Like TGIF.
Yeah.
There is one end credit sequence.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
I was trying to look, and my Google Foo was not working, but then again, my internet was deciding to be a little hinky, so I had to reset stuff. And
yeah, there is one end credit sequence, so no mid credit.
Okay, good.
So plan your liquid accordingly, because it is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, I checked. I'm like,
and there's at least one point where I thought the movie was wrapping up.
And it decided
then it was like, oh, wait a minute, no, there's this thing that you missed, and Spider-Man missed too, and then he's all like, oh man, and then you're like, oh, well, we got to straighten that out before the movie's over. So then
another side quest.
That's not quite done yet, but we'll have our review of Brand New Day next episode. Because I have thought, not necessarily about the movie itself, but the way that the marketing was handled with this one, which you have to see it really, I think, to understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let's just say that the marketing, it's like they weren't sure how they wanted to market this movie, which, considering it's a Spider-Man movie, it should not be that hard. But I'm going to hold off on that soapbox until next episode when we can get a full-on spoilers. So
sounds good. I have tentative plans to go see it tomorrow. So
yeah. Says I can't wait to see what the Doomsday Funko Pops look like, along with the Loungefly merch and her universe clothing. I'm hoping for a Doctor Doom dress from her universe, along with some new Avengers themed outfits.
A Doctor Doom dress, that would be awesome. I
could see that. The green with the metallic.
Yeah, I could really see. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, if that happens, I think shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Right? I want.
Yeah.
I've got a lot for Doom is pretty.
I've got a lot of Marvel clothing. A lot of it mostly t-shirts and long sleeve shirts and sweatshirts and other shirts. But yeah, I wouldn't mind something a little new, a little different, like a dress maybe, or a skirt, or maybe a fun coat or jacket or something. Because like the last, like the last piece of merch that I bought that wasn't just like a shirt or something is I have it wasn't Her Universe, I don't think, that released it. I bought it back when the Disney stores still existed.
Oh wow.
Because it was back a while. Because it was Endgame. I have a coat that looks like Hawkeye's coat when he's Ronin. When he's running around as Ronin. So
Her Universe, if there's anybody listening, if you do decide to do a Doom dress, please have pockets, and thank you.
Yeah.
Us ladies like pockets.
Yes.
Deep pockets.
Very much so.
Continue. You just trying to manifest it.
Yes. So this year we're getting both Avengers Doomsday and Doom Part 3 on December 18th. I was at your girls at fan art of Dr. Doom with one of the Doom characters the other day. Then next year we're getting Avengers Secret Wars and Lord of the Rings The Hunt for Gollum on December 17th, 2027. So I'm calling that one the Avengers Secret Hunt for Gollum. I like that.
Yeah.
I also heard Patrick Stewart is retiring after Doomsday. I'll believe that when I see it. Yeah.
I mean that's until it comes out of his mouth officially.
Michael Caine said he retired, then he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
never say never.
Exactly. Unless you have like an absolute like Bruce Willis's retirement, I believe that's going to stick because it's a medical. Because
right, yes. and the severity of that medical.
Yeah, unfortunately, with his medical issues,
right?
And he took care of things so that he does not need to work, no matter how long this, no matter how much longer he lives. He's gonna have enough money to take care of his medical bills and everything. So but in general, retirement when you're in Hollywood does not mean a whole lot. I mean, eventually you might come back, as we'll talk about a certain person who's returned after 27 years. Actually, probably more than that, at least 27 years. So, he may pull back from doing the big stuff.
Right. Maybe cameos here and there where he
cameos. He maybe do like audio type thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I will pre-order at a drop of the hat whatever audiobook he decides
he's narrating.
To do. Yep. That's a given.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just saying, and read me the phone book.
I'm just saying, if he does want to take an extended time off, and I'm sure his wonderful wife, she can come too. Maybe they could become friends. I'm just saying, if Patrick Stewart wanted to go down memory lane and visit maybe an old girlfriend that he had back in the day, I'm just saying, I have not yet met Cousin Janet face to face yet. So just saying.
That interview with Cousin Janet was a thing of beauty.
I just I love her. I love her so much. And then listening to Patrick Stewart read his autobiography and then talk about Cousin Janet, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know her. I'm just saying, he wants to go down memory lane. I'm not saying he's happily married. I'm not saying there's anything untoward there, but I'm just saying, life's short, and you may want to catch up with some people you've not talked to in a long time, and I'm just saying, I have not visited that part of the world, and I would really like to meet Cousin Janet face to face. I'm sure Nick would like to see his aunt too, or his cousin. Yes. So a little family reunion. Oh my. Kate Winslet seems to love being in huge blockbuster franchises, Titanic, the Avatar movies. She's gonna be Lord of the Rings spinoff. She's kind of like Zoe Saldana with Avatar, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, and Endgame, or Zendaya with Spider-Man and Dune. Also heard that Avengers Endgame might be getting a re-release with new footage leading into Doomsday. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I did hear Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place before Doomsday. It does. Hence that end credit scene.
Because I have seen some of that stuff circulating about Endgame getting re-released, but I can't remember which news outlet it was. I think it was a quasi-reliable one, but right now I'm taking it with a grain of salt until it's
I mean, if they want to, I wouldn't say no. I mean, I'll watch it again. Do I really want to see Tony die again on the big screen? Not necessarily.
No.
Hi, guys.
But I will do it.
Yeah. I mean, I know where if I would need to sneak out for a bathroom break, I know exactly what scene I would out on. Hopefully, it would be in the same time where they would add additional footage. It's just like
that too.
Where are they going to add the new deleted stuff?
Yeah. And, if they specifically say it's going to have with new footage, then I'm be like, okay then. What's that? Plan my bathroom trips.
Is it going to be interspersed, or is it going to be in this certain section?
Well, they're not going to tell us that because
I know
that would ruin the surprise.
Yeah. I know, but you know what I'm getting at. Help with the bathroom break planning.
Yeah, it's like dear Joe and Anthony Russo and Kevin Feige too. Yes, I would love to see Endgame again on the big screen. However, it has been 7 years My bladder is now 7 years older.
Years older, yes.
Keep that in mind.
Right. Yes, I may be a teacher and my bladder may have some of those superpowers, but sometimes it don't quite work where you do need to call and have somebody covered. So
yes,
my bladder would thank you in response in advance.
Yeah.
You know.
Sincerely, all of the Marvel fans that were middle-aged at Endgame and are now 7 years older.
Yeah. Or who are close to middle age and have now hit middle age.
Yes. Plus I know there are going to be tons of Doctor Doom cosplays at conventions. Oh yes. Now on to her universe fashion. I loved all the new outfits they announced. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Now on to Spaceballs. We got a little bit of merch from so far at San Diego Comic-Con, mainly shirts with the movie logo. It was nice to see Rick Moranis back as Dark Helmet. Helmet! I loved all the Spaceballs phrases they announced, though I'm not sure which ones are real. Just take it. Just roll with it. Kind of sad Mel Brooks didn't appear, but I love the giant combing the desert gag over the crowd. Also love the title, Spaceballs the Musical. Do you girls think The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum will be a box office hit or more of a popcorn flick? It's not being directed by Peter Jackson, but by Andy Serkis.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, Andy Serkis. I mean,
because it's not like they're putting it in the hands of just kind of anybody,
right?
I mean, if you're, because we've talked about this before with like Doctor Who and stuff, when you could tell, and I talked about this too, actually, on my episode Next Stop Everywhere. It's like you can kind of tell when something is being handled by people that are a fan of the thing and understand what it is they're working with when when it's like a beloved franchise or IP or something.
Has the respect, knows the history, kind of has an idea what the fans want.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously Peter Jackson is like the biggest Tolkien nerd who's also a movie director. But Andy Serkis is pretty darn close second. Yeah.
I mean, he's narrated he's narrated The Hobbit, he's narrated the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and he's also narrated the Silmarillion. Yeah, so, yes. I mean, he's a big,
he's a big Tolkien nerd, and to put it out, and he's not a spring chicken either when it comes to filmmaking. I mean, does he have the experience that Peter does? No, but that's because he's been working in front of the camera mostly. But honestly, I think doing as much like mocap as work as he's done, I think gives him an extra insight.
Right.
As an actor,
where it needs to be positioned and whatnot.
Right. As far as the technical side of it, as opposed to an actor where they're just filming the actor and not doing the mocap stuff.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who'll be more than willing to help him out and give him advice if he needs it.
It also doesn't hurt that the script is also, it's going to be really good script because Stephen Colbert is writing the script.
Exactly. So, yes. Another big Tolkien fan in his own right.
Yeah. He's just not an actor or movie film director, but he's a big Tolkien fan. So
because you have to be careful when you went on his show. If you admitted you were a Tolkien fan, did you get the grilling? And some of those were fun to watch.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, especially in his conversation with Robert Plant about some of the songs that Led Zepp did that were Tolkien themed.
Inspired, yes, yeah.
Inspired, yeah. It was like, oh, cool, yay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
You weren't hearing things when you're listening to Zeppelin and you hear the words Gollum and Mordor.
Right, yeah. And Gollum wound up stealing his girl.
Yes.
Ooh, Gollum got game. Gollum got game. Did not know that.
Yeah.
In the book.
So. I'm surprised they have not had Robert Plant be like put him in any of the Lord of the Rings universe movies. So
you never know. Maybe with this one, maybe Colbert reached out and say, "Hey, I can write you in a quick
we've had weirder."
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a certain member of Fleetwood Mac that may or may not have been an alien on Star Trek. So
that, or a certain member of the of a British invasion band that did a cameo in a certain pirate movie, who was not playing Johnny Depp's Papa.
No.
Or a certain bass player,
or a certain British spy that was a stormtrooper in Star Wars.
Yep.
So yeah,
there's that. Yep. Yeah. So stranger things have happened.
Yep. So I am hoping that it will be a big hit. So yeah, I think it'll be quite. I think it'll be quite fun, just because. As much as I did not enjoy reading, at least the Fellowship, I gave up after the Fellowship. The Hobbit is a fun read, but it was written.
Oh yeah,
it was specifically written with kids in mind. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, not so much.
That's like college level historian.
Oh my god, it reads like it was written by an academic. Like Tolkien was a college professor, and it reads like it was written by a college professor, but it's also very dense, very detailed and vibrant, with places and people, and things and plants and creatures, and there was so much that got left
in there.
Yeah, there was so much they had to leave on the cutting room floor for when they made the Lord of the Rings. So I understand why they're doing this, so we can finally get some of that stuff that got missed.
Oh yeah.
Not because Peter and Philippa didn't want it. It was more, this is about the Fellowship and those characters, and they needed to keep the focus on those characters.
Right.
And things like Tom Bombadil just kind of had to be like, it happened, we're just not going to show it.
Right.
So
now we can do these little spin-off things. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Let's see. Going back to Marvel's announcements, we're getting another Ghost Rider movie starring Ryan Gosling. So both Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams from The Notebook will now be part of the MCU. I'm glad Ryan Coogler is coming back to direct Black Panther 3, because I think Black Panther is in good hands with him. Plus, I hope they focus on T'Challa's son this time. That's the idea. Johnny Depp playing Ebenezer Scrooge in an original Christmas Carol movie with an all-star cast. Interesting. Going back to movies that could be nominated for Best Picture next year, another one I think has a chance is Disclosure Day. It is Spielberg, so yes, very possibly.
Likelihood of it getting nominated. Yeah, very good odds.
Yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention about actors who show up at Christopher Nolan movies: we've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy, Marion Cotillard, and Michael Caine. It's such a Christopher Nolan thing to keep bringing actors back. I even saw a meme that said "Cinema belongs to you, Christopher." And then we got more feedback from her because we didn't have a show last week, so it got backed up. So our second feedback, she says, "Yay, I'm glad you're finally talking about Legally Blonde. This is your 7th rom-com chick flick after The Princess Diaries, Clueless, 10 Things I Hate About You, 13 Going 30, The Devil Wears Prada. What's next? The Parent Trap, Mean Girls, Wedding Singer, Grease, Barbie, Spice World, A Pretty Woman." Anyway, I love this movie. I didn't know it was based on a book, and I didn't know it had been turned into a musical until my cousin told me. Then I listened to the soundtrack and loved it. A while later, my old college did the musical as their winter production before COVID. I auditioned and didn't get in, but that's okay because the cast did an amazing job. They used toy dogs for Bruiser and Rufus. I mean, it's safer. You don't have to worry about any messes. Then last year, I went down south because a friend from college was in another production, and it was also amazing. That one had real well-trained dogs. I even had my own Elwood's Funko Pop. I didn't watch the prequel TV series, but I did enjoy the second movie. A few scenes were filmed in Utah. Yes, they were. I'm glad they turned it into a musical because Ben and Sap absolutely deserve to be a musical number. Barbie, Elwoods, and Glinda are the ultimate blonde girls in pink. I'm going to be Elwoods for Halloween or for convention at one point. But I never did. Maybe someday. Not this Halloween, though, because I'm planning to be Princess Mia. Good. I think this is your girl's first Renee Witherspoon movie. What's next? 4 Christmases? Also believe this is your 5th Linda Cardellini project after Guardians Volume 3, Age of Ultron, Endgame, and Hawkeye. What's next? Scooby-Doo? think this is your first Jennifer Coolidge movie. What's next? A Minecraft movie? Probably not. Going back to my Elwood's Funko Pop, it goes perfectly with my Miranda Priestley Funko Pop from The Devil Wears Prada. I still need to get an Andy Funko Pop. Plus, we finally got Spice Girls Funko Pops, and I'm so excited for them. Still waiting for a Mabel Funko Pop from Only Murders in the Building. Okay, that's all I have to say. Sorry for the tons of feedback. That's okay, Shalane. We also went a week without a show, so feedback got a little backed up. It happens. Yeah. But you always have very good feedback because you're a fountain of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Shalane, as always, for your feedback. And speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, Fandom Christmas, as we like to call it, has come and gone over in California. Yay! Hall H, which of course, is like the place to be. That's where all the big stuff happens.
There sounded like there was a big kerfluffle with some of the wristbands for stuff.
Yeah, it tends to be barely controlled chaos, from what I understand, and sometimes not controlled chaos, depending on what it is you're talking about. I saw a TikTok video for someone, they got in line to get the wristband for the Marvel panel, which was Marvel's panel was Saturday, like late afternoon, early evening. They got in line for their wristband Friday morning for the Marvel panel, which was going to take place more than 24 hours later.
Dang.
Yeah.
And supposedly they were letting people camp out when they weren't supposed to be letting them camp out.
I think it's varied from year to year because I think it depends on what they're doing as far as like crowd control.
Mm-hmm.
I think to a certain point, you can or have been able to, up to a certain point where the line, like I guess like the proper line would start, and that's where they don't let you camp out anymore because I guess they gotta keep spaces clear. They have other Hall H events taking place before, the one that you're waiting in line to get a wristband for is going to occur. So they need the Hall H line open for the other stuff. So I think that's it more than anything, and I think it kind of depends on where the line is and where they are as far as this is proper Hall H line. This is kind of public, sidewalk. Yeah, where anybody can just kind of plop and sit, and nobody can say anything. So, but yeah, the Hall H. I mean, at least as far as what things we're concerned about, not a ton. We'll get to them. Obviously, the few things we do have. I was actually quite interested in reading and seeing some of the stuff that was happening, like outside of Hall H. Like I was looking at like the panel schedule for like all panels, not just Hall H, and there were some like really interesting panels that I'm like, you know what? If I had been there for for that and really wasn't concerned about
Hall H in particular,
the big stuff, like I probably would have gone to some of these panels.
Because I think there were some creator panels that sounded interesting, if memory serves.
Yeah, there was a of course some of these would have been really helpful for my book actually. So there was the power of women in entertainment, Black women in action filmmaking, women in comics horror edition, female comic CEOs, no capes required, women powering pop culture, women shaping video games.
Wow.
Advancing STEM through comics. Yeah, there's always the Her Universe fashion show, which is always a big deal. Ashley Eckstein's always there to host it. Somebody makes her sometimes this is the same designer, sometimes it's a number of designers. She always has the most amazing outfits, fandom inspired outfits that she wears throughout the program. She'll have several costume changes. Sometimes they're themed. If something's like super hot, like last year, she had a Glinda outfit because we were all like Wicked, Wicked everything. But Ashley, she hosts that every year, and there's just always some amazing designs. It's like take like Paris Fashion Week and make it nerdy, and it's like one of these years I would like one of these days a flash of inspiration is going to come to me for a design, and I'm going to enter that damn thing. The inspiration has not struck yet. But one day it will, and I'm going to enter that damn contest. So and if you don't want to go that extreme, there was an official Disney bounding panel. If you didn't want to do full on like nerdy couture, there was a Disney bounding panel. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool like panels and stuff outside of the big things. And then of course there's a lot of like obviously there's a lot of shopping too, but a lot of these studios and stuff, they bring in big installations that have like interactive stuff. There's the Alien Gaming Lounge, there was a pinball arcade. Of course, San Diego Comic-Con always has a blood drive, over 3,500 pints of blood collected, which is awesome.
Yes.
So, with the upcoming Big Bang Theory spinoff, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, they had a replica of Stuart's comic shop.
Cool.
Which was cool. There was Star Trek Fleet Command's 60 Years of Star Trek Archives Experience. There's a really cool story in this too. So it's like a museum quality collection of costume and props organized by each Star Trek series. There's a VR experience, claw machines with Star Trek prizes, personalized photo trading cards you could get. There was a photo op called Star Trek Boldly Built. It was sponsored by Magic the Gathering. There was Magic the Gathering Marvel superhero experience. So, but the Star Trek one of the artifacts that was part of this experience was the very first shooting model of the original Star Trek TV series USS Enterprise.
Oh, very
wow.
cool.
Yeah. So it is 33 inches in length. It has been lost for 45 years.
Where was it hidden?
So in 1964, Matt Jeffries designed, and the model was built by Richard C. Dayton Jr. It was used to film the pilot episode The Cage and the iconic Star Trek TV opening. And it was used as the reference model for the much larger miniature. That miniature in Lord of the Rings speak, more of a bigature, because there's 11 feet and so 33 inches. So but from the late 60s to around 78, 79, it sat on Gene Roddenberry's desk.
Oh, cool.
He loaned it to Paramount during production of Star Trek The Motion Picture. Afterwards, it went missing.
Somebody must have gotten sticky fingers.
Until October 2023, when it was discovered inside a California storage unit that had been purchased at auction.
So, yeah, I think my theory about sticky fingers may have been correct.
May have. It was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness it got bought and got right into the proper hands, because I mean that's a piece of history, right?
Well,
there.
and when the people that bought the storage locker didn't know what they had, so they just thought it was a cool, like, model of the Enterprise. So
not the real deal.
They threw it up on eBay thinking like, hey, cool Star Trek prop for a Star Trek fan. Until it got identified as, no, this was like the actual screen used OG model from the pilot episode.
We'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
And now it is properly back in the Star Trek archives and can now be on display. Something like San Diego Comic-Con,
as it should be.
I would imagine that it will probably pop up at like the Star Trek fan convention in Vegas as well.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to show that thing off after being missing for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I can't. Yeah, I'd imagine that it's gonna be making the rounds.
But
too bad they hadn't found it yet when we had the Star Trek exhibit here in Indianapolis at the Children's Museum.
And something
it was still missing then.
And something tells me it is going to be watched like a hawk, so that it does not disappear.
Oh, I'm sure. And then another cool activity area was Nickelodeon's Fun Flows Here. They set up an area for all sorts of activities. And when you entered, you get a voucher for a snack, a souvenir, and a drink. And then every so often, one of those vouchers may also include the opportunity to get slimed.
Oh boy. Fun.
They set up a plexiglass booth where, after signing a waiver, you'd take off your socks and shoes, put on a poncho if you wanted to, if you really wanted to protect your clothing. Or you could just get slimed in your clothing. Some people, this is something that all of us that grew up in Nickelodeon, this is like a rite of passage that most of us have never got to experience, and probably never will. I would be like, go ahead, just get my clothes all disgusting. I don't care. Yes. I will take this shirt and frame it. And hopes that dried slime will stick to it for the next decade.
I will happily take the stains that come with it.
Yeah. Yes, very much. And then they put you in and they slimed you. And then you'd get out, and if you had the poncho on, you take out the poncho and your clothes would be mostly clean. And then your feet, they'd help you clean off your feet so you could put your shoes back on. And then they would squeegee the plexiglass box, and then the next person would go. But it was like I want to get slimed. It's just one of those shots. It's like, I'm never going to get slimed. I'm never going to get to, do the, try to get to the shrine of the silver monkey.
You won't be able to do the double dare, or you won't be able to search in the house for the hidden clues or stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to look for Blue's Clues with Blue. I'm never going to be able to look for the flag and the giant set of nostrils and double dare.
Exactly, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like all these opportunities I missed out on. And here's one where some people got to fulfill that childhood wish, and God love you, good for you. But those were just a couple of the things that were occurring. They were also part of San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, a lot of the celebrity appearances, lots and lots of vendors to shop from, lots of art. So you're not going to get bored at San Diego Comic-Con. And compared to GenCon, I'm pretty sure San Diego Comic-Con was tornado and flood free this year. So good for them. Although I don't think tornadoes are that common on the West Coast. Hurricanes, yes. Tornadoes, no. So that being said, Hall H did have a couple of panels that were of interest to us. First off, Spaceballs, the Hall H panel. Which apparently they were fully aware that this was going to be a thing. And we're prepared, kind of, to do so. I'll have a couple links in the show notes. Esquire magazine actually has a full write up about what it was like leading up to the panel. They were doing a rehearsal the night before, but they were on a time crunch because there was another group that also needed to do a rehearsal in the same venue. And at some point, Rick Moranis went missing. He wandered off. Yeah, and he had they found him, obviously. So, but the idea was that he was going to be in the audience with a bunch of other people in costume, wearing dark helmets, oversized helmet.
Oh, cool.
Just the helmet. So, but there were actually several dark helmets, and they would have to go looking for the right one
and try to remember what exact outfit he wore.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'd be like, oh, there's Rick Moranis, and they bring him up the stage with everybody else. And it worked up to that point, and the whole, like, once they revealed that Moranis was in the audience and they were bringing him up to the stage, he was supposed to have, like a quip, like dark helmet, and then they'd be there'd be some jokes, but everyone in the audience was just so excited and so happy to see him that they had to like cancel all the jokes and just let him walk up to the stage, because the entire Hall H was just like, Rick, doing the we're not worthy, thing. So, which, I mean, is exactly like what Josh Gad and kind of the rest of the people wanted. The idea, they could have had, because the movie's not coming out till next year. So it's like, did they really need to do this far in advance? But part of the reason was they wanted Rick to be in a room where he would realize that, like, the fans have always been there just waiting for him to come back.
Exactly.
Instead of it just being other Hollywood types, it's the everyday folk.
Yes.
That are like, yeah, we're glad you're back. It's like you never left. That sort of thing. Yeah. So, and that's exactly what happened. They practically tore the house down. And after the fact, they asked him what it was like, and he's like, I don't know what planet I'm on. So,
you're on planet Earth, buddy, and you are in front of a lot of your fans.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's adorable. And they had a private dinner after the rehearsal with the cast and the crew and stuff. Spaceballs, the dinner. So and there's a themed menu, cocktail list. One of the cocktails was called Space Bitch, as an homage to Carrie Fisher. So Josh Gad has confirmed he is playing a Mog, but he is not taking on the role of Barf. So that's cool. So there's a picture of the menu. One side it's one side it's kind of normal. At least with the food. You got Spaceballs, the menu. And then Spaceballs, the libations. You have the rebootini, the margarita, the space bitch, the good old callback, DIY, and raiding yogurt's fridge, which is all the bottled pre-made stuff. For some reason my audio here got really funky, so I've cut it out, which is why the sentence picks up where it does. Like, just in case you were wondering, what the heck, did I miss something? I cut out some bad audio. So that's why Mel wasn't there, which I fully expected that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll see Mel as we get closer to the release of the movie. So of course, they have the actual panel itself, which was totally off the rails, where they decided to they're getting in on the making fun of other stuff really early on. Obviously they did that even with the initial announcement. It's a really cool picture of people in like a green room. It's like, I see Josh Gad, I could see Rick Moranis. For some reason, Kevin Smith is sitting at this table too. Oh, he was the moderator. Spaceballs, the table read. Yeah. But yeah, they had the full on making fun of anything and everything, especially the MCU. They took the opportunity with this panel to take absolute piss out of the MCU with a timeline. Obviously, they've kind of put themselves into a corner. At least one of these things has to happen now. And but it's like this timeline going on like the next like 100 years or something like that. Like 11 phases of the Spaceballs universe with like, it's not just Marvel, they were taking the piss out of Star Wars, the DC universe, just any kind of like big multi-piece universe, cinematic universe. They were taking the piss out of
even some of the TTRPG game companies, because how they'll do their quote unquote like 3-year projects. They took a page out of Marvel's book, and it's just like the exact same thing.
Yep. And then what are they calling it? The absolute Schwartz saga or something like that. So
something like that.
So it smells ass.
Yeah.
So it's the whole ass universe, Spaceballs universe. Yeah. Funny as hell. I was seeing those images come out of that panel, and I'm like, Mel, even if he wasn't physically there, I'm sure he
was there in spirit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think Josh Gad is like taking this and just running with it with Mel's blessing.
Yeah. Or like, hey Mel, what do you think? Good, but add this, add that.
Pretty much. So, I mean, it is hilarious. But I mean, you can find video and clips and stuff from the whole thing. So, if you wanna if you want to hear it and see it, you absolutely can. It is absolute, just it's so cool to see, you know, so much of the gang back together. Obviously Rick, you've got Daphne, um you know, then you got your new um you got the newer guys, you got Chad, obviously you got Lewis Coleman, playing his son. Uh, yeah, Kiki Palmer playing a yet to be identified character. Um, you know, we still have a long ways to go before we get the movie, but I don't think they're gonna let us sit around and like kind of wait for the calendar to tick off. I think they've got, if this is what they're doing now as far as like promotion and stuff, who the hell knows what we're going to be, you know, facing and, you know, exposed to by the time we get like, you know, a couple months out from the movie being released. So, you know, it's going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm totally here for it.
Same.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so, and then we have, of course, Marvel. Ton. It's repeatedly. You know, I guess. That being said, they did manage to surprise a gathering of a good chunk of the cast. So we do say, both, you know, familiar faces, like, yeah, some of our current heroes. Of course, Robert was there, totally eating this up. Yeah, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I get to wear green now instead of red.
Mm-hmm.
I get to go to the other side of the color wheel.
Yes. I get to have fun playing a
Not that I'm
villain.
complaining. He looks good in whatever color they put him in. So, you know,
I was gonna say
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He could pull off any color.
yeah. Just saying, the MCU, it's, you know, 18 years old and he looks better, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Since
Mhm.
Iron Man 1, man is
Yep.
aged like fine wine.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Same.
Yeah, but we got some of our Fantastic Four. And obviously we got some of our mutants as well. Kelsey Grammer was there, Rebecca Romaine was there. So a nice little mix of some of our you know, faces that we've seen before and some faces that we've seen before, but not in this context.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
but
was watching one of the side room ones before they did the Hall H panel, and I felt so sorry for the interview. He was trying his hardest to get Robert, Rebecca, Tom to spill. And he's like, nope, next question. We can't answer that.
mhm.
Good luck. Try again.
They'll look at each other and look at the interview like, what do we look like? Mark Ruffalo?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we learned our lesson. You know, if we told you there wouldn't be a movie.
Mhm. Like, you want spoilers? Go find Holland and Ruffalo. They're
Mhm.
also in a Marvel movie together. It just came out.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh. They'll tell you all about Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Mhm.
And that's it, hopefully. Let's see. So yeah. That being said, they did give us a few surprises, some more surprising than others. We did get I think an official date for Vision Quest.
I think so.
October. So we're not going to be completely Marvel-less. Between now and Doomsday, we are going to have Vision Quest, which is good. And of course, we do have, if you've not watched it yet, we do have the second season of X-Men 97, which, for us 90s kids is like, yeah.
Trip down memory lane.
And they've already confirmed we're getting a season 3.
Yay!
They did do that at San Diego, and they showed some footage actually from season 3. So we are getting X-Men 97 season 3.
So help me, Disney Plus, if you decide to walk this one back.
It's animation, it's cheaper.
True, but still.
Yeah. I mean, they've been using the same theme song for 30 years, so
True.
saved a lot of money there. Plug the cassette in. So yeah, so we will have Vision Quest between now and Doomsday, which is good.
Which probably might not be a bad idea to rewatch WandaVision.
Yeah, probably. And then Ryan Coogler announced Black Panther 3. So that is awesome. And this is going to focus on Prince T'Challa, who we are introduced to as a child at the end of Wakanda Forever. We're gonna do a little time jumping here. I mean, the movie's not due out until 2028 anyway. So, and in universe, as far as the MCU is concerned, I think it is now. It's like 2028 or something like that in universe. They're a few years ahead of us as far as the calendar is concerned because of the 5-year jump. So at least based on Brand New Day, I think it's about 2028 inside the Marvel universe. So it's been a number of years since Wakanda Forever, and even at that point, Prince T'Challa was, however old he was. So, the fact that now he's essentially, a young man is not out of the realm of existence. They're just, they're stealing from the soap operas where children magically age 20 years overnight. So yeah, but that's due out in 2028-ish. Always write these things down in pencil. Although I can almost guarantee we're going to get Black Panther 3. It's just a question of when.
Right.
As compared to some other things where they've told us we're getting and didn't. Right. But yeah, David Johnson is going to be playing more grown up Prince T'Challa. So, and of course, we've got Shuri back. She's going to be in Doomsday as well, which I guess probably tells us Shuri's fate in Doomsday. That she's probably going to be fine. Same thing with Winston Duke. So as in Baku, currently king of Wakanda. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So we got that, which I would say was a surprise, but not a huge surprise. I would say getting Black Panther 3 was not a surprise. The fact that, and also considering where we left off with Wakanda Forever, it's like we were going to see Prince T'Challa eventually. We just didn't know. Was it going to be still young or more grown up? And this answers that question. That it's
right.
More grown up.
I mean, it might not be so bad that they're doing that big of a time jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I think at least the biggest surprise to me was one, we're getting Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Or getting a Ghost Rider. Two, it's Ryan Gosling.
I was gonna
Right.
say, I, any actor, that's not who I would expect. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I was surprised. As I was saying in the chat, I was like, at least at this point, I find Ryan Gosling tolerable. So, and he's got time to work on me some more. I still have yet to watch Project Hail Mary. That'll probably help in his favor, from what I understand. He's really good at
I've
it.
heard, I was gonna say, I've heard that's really
I haven't.
good.
I just have not
It's
gotten around
good.
to watch it yet. So,
It's
I
worth
really
it.
like him in Barbie.
Is it?
So, problem is, it's pre Barbie. My only opinion of Ryan Gosling was The Notebook, and I can't stand him in The Notebook. He is the most awful person in the entire
better in
planet.
He's better in Project Hail Mary. I've read the book, and the movie is pretty darn close to the book.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, of course, they had to make a couple, here and there because of budget, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. So, but as I was saying in the chat, mostly between me and Nick, because we're just the big comic book nerds, is the one, I really hope it's not an origin story, at least for the Ghost Rider mantle.
Because
I don't think
we've had that with
Nicolas
Agents of
Cage.
S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nicolas Cage, yeah.
We had that with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
That was
and
really
got brought
Ghost Riders.
into the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's
And then it got brought, because the thing with Ghost Rider is kind of like Black Panther. It is a title. It is a mantle. It is not a specific person. So
just like Dread Pirate Roberts from
a little bit, yeah,
Princess Bride,
a little bit, because the Ghost Rider power is something that can be passed from person to person. It kind of has to exist for as long as it has,
right?
And with Nicolas Cage, which I don't think we could ever find a way to like fit that into the MCU. I think it's its own thing.
Yeah.
With that being Johnny, that gives us that gave us our origin story, and I think Ghost Rider's not that obscure a character that we don't necessarily need the origin story. It's maybe not as well known as something like a Spider-Man, but we already have had technically several Ghost Riders actually in the MCU. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was Robbie Reyes who got it from presumably the MCU's equivalent of Johnny Blaze in that's Nicolas Cage. That's who Nicolas Cage is in his movie is Johnny Blaze. We see a little bit of Robbie getting the mantle from someone that we never see their face. And I don't think they ever actually outright say it is Blaze. They kind of did it in a way that made people assume that that's who Robbie got it from, was Blaze. And of course, Robbie temporarily lent it to both Mac and Coulson for them to become to carry the mantle for a little bit. And obviously the Ghost Rider mantle is what ultimately helped kill Coulson. Thank you. But what was done. As it is. So we've got Blaze, or at least a version of Blaze, technically, probably. We've got Robbie Reyes, who is from the comics. He's not just something they made up for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There are other characters that have had runs in the Ghost Rider comics long enough that Gosling could be playing. My guess is he could be playing Danny Ketch. I think looks wise, age wise, that might work, I think. and that would give us Ghost Rider without having to rehash Johnny Blaze all over again. And he's not Hispanic, so he can't be Robbie Reyes. So, and I don't think they do that anyway. So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, really. Again, not due out for a while. So we'll see. We'll see if this one actually happens as opposed to Blade, which apparently has
that was gonna be a thing.
Oh my god. Yes. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really want to, I mean, technically, not in our universe, we haven't gotten Blade, but within the MCU as a whole, we do have Blade because we did get the OG Blade in Deadpool Wolverine.
True.
So, they're like writing at Ryan Reynolds is like writing, sitting with Hugh Jackman, like working on the script for this movie, and they were like, okay, multiverse, who can we get? Like, Jennifer Garner, Elektra, okay. Let's get Channing Tatum, Gambit. look how that paid out for Channing Tatum. I hope he sent Ryan Reynolds a fruit basket after getting the call from the Russos. Like, hey, we're bringing all the Bryan Singer, some of the Bryan Singer X-Men. It's like, yeah, we know you have the costume and it fits. It still fits. You want to come over and hang out? Channing Tatum's like, yes, please.
I was gonna say, who would say no to that?
Yeah, I know. They're like, let's see, Wesley Snipes. Like, well, you got to make sure that he doesn't squander the money this time. Like, okay, yeah,
good point.
It's like, yes, but make sure you put in his contract that he can't blow it all this time. So, like, him and his agent go like meet Kevin Feige, and they're like, okay, sign here, sign here, sign here, initial here, and on this page here, it says that you will pay your taxes on the money you make in this movie, okay? Wesley Snipes is like, okay. As long as the check clears. Which, like I said, even if the movie flops, any check from the House of Mouse, it's going to clear.
Yep.
Oh, my. So, yeah. That's where we're kind of at with Fandom Christmas until we get Disney Fandom Christmas in a couple weeks. So I imagine that we're still probably not going to get a lot of Marvel. They've announced these, obviously. They got pre-production, then we got a lot of time before these movies even go into production, because those are not due out until like 2028. We've got to do Secret War first. Right now, kind of the focus is continuing to promote Spider-Man, which I don't think they're going to have a problem as far as making their money back on that. My movie theater was packed, so a lot of the screenings that I looked at, when trying to figure out which screening to go to, a lot of them were pretty much sold out.
Nice.
So, I mean, according to Box Office Mojo, as of now, domestically, Spider-Man has made 360 million, and internationally 572 million. So, worldwide, Spider-Man Brand New Day almost at $1 billion, 932 million.
Dang.
So, yeah, I think they're doing okay. With their investments there. But we'll talk about that more next show. But yeah, I think the focus is continuing to get butts in theaters for Brand New Day, Vision Quest in October, and which that drops in the middle of my fall break. So I'll just be able to sit and watch it, which is fantastic. And then Doomsday, then the focus is going to be when Spider-Man trickles off in a little bit, starts cutting back on the number of screenings till we get to buy it digitally and get the Blu-ray and all of that stuff, and then it'll be like Doomsday. Everything's gonna be Doomsday. So usually, I expect more like parks and resorts related stuff from D23 as far as like big announcements, and maybe Star Wars. I think Star Wars, because they really haven't done much of anything other than the Mandalorian and Grogu. Of course, we got the Darth Maul animated series as well. But we'll see. We shall see. But that is Fandom Christmas for this year. Spaceballs and slime, to put it mildly. Assholes and assholes. Surrounded by assholes. I love that movie. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, if any of our listeners want to give their 2 cents on Fandom Christmas or anything else we talk about, you can send feedback, fiveishfangirls@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is thefiveishfangirls.com, where you can connect with all of our podcast-related social media accounts and our individual ones as well. There's also links on how to financially support us if you are so inclined. Words, fun, yay. Money, give it to us, but only if you want to. No threats. Give us likes and reviews. That might be slightly threatening. I'd never do I could never be like a Haunted Mansion cast member because I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. At all. No. Wednesday Addams, I am not. But yeah. Website, financial support, links to all the things, book club, as we mentioned earlier, link for that. Also on the website, all the things on the internets everywhere. Yeah, I guess that's all we got for this week. So we shall sign off.
This is Brittany Bingo saying goodnight.
This is Sally from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Surrounded by assholes everywhere. Assholes. Assholes up, assholes down. Assholes around the corner. It's still coming the desert. Thank you, our Fiveish fam, for joining us on this week's geeky journey. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Stay connected with us on our website, thefiveishfangirls.com, and follow us on most social media with @FiveishFangirls. Plus, check out our nonprofit, Fangirls Give Back, to see how we're making a positive impact in our community. Until next time, stay nerdy and let the squee continue.